What's up, everyone? Yeah, we're doing a giveaway. Sorry, I'm gonna turn the music off. How's everyone doing? Who do we have? Who do you have in the chats? Rules. The rules are share the stream and yeah, share the stream. Guys, honestly, the rules are just be in the chat, hang out. We do it at the very end. So we did it last time. So yeah, just be hanging out and we'll do a giveaway. So it looks like we got YouTube, we got Gamer Lancer here. Who else we have here? Let's see who's tuning in tonight. Sam, what up? So we got a lot of people on YouTube. Do we have anyone on Facebook? Do we have anyone on Twitch? I know Periscope is garbage and hasn't been working, so I kind of gave up on that. Johnny, how's it going? How you doing? Yeah, today will be a fun one. We'll have fun with it today. It may not be as long as last time. Last time it was like 2 hours. I don't know if I'm gonna do a 2 hour. Sorry, my chair's out of whack. I don't know if we're gonna do a 2 hour stream. We'll maybe do like an hour. Keep it a little bit shorter. We're doing Redshift again. Actually, no, we have to do Redshift because I have my Octane license on my work computer right now. So, and this is my home computer, so I don't have it on here. I gotta get another license. Downloading a Twitch update. That's what Sam's doing right now. That's weird. Why does Twitch need an update? We got 2 on Twitch. We got... Alright, it looks like we're getting more and more people popping up. Yeah, we have some fun things talking about Quixel today. We're going to do some Quixel. Anyone use Quixel or play with Quixel? I was playing with it today. It is rad. Johnny says, recently trying to learn Redshift, so how would you say it works for a GTX 1060? Dude, works great. I have 2 970s in this machine. At work, I have a 1080, and it's amazing. 2 970s works great. So I'm guessing your 1060 is going to be perfect. Don't even worry about it. Make sure my alerts are all up. Create a getaway custom. Oh, interesting. Cool. Yeah, guys, this will be fun. This will be fun. I'm just waiting for a couple more people to show up, and then we'll just dive into it. Yeah, we're doing Quixel. I was going to do a little bit of Octane, but yeah, we're doing Redshift. Sorry for those of you who don't love Redshift as much as I do, but Octane is awesome. It is fun. I have a lot of fun with it. I really do. I play with it still, but man, Redshift, for some reason, it just makes sense to me. The only thing that I would say that Redshift could fix is their material editor, because it uses Espresso in Cinema 4D. It uses the Espresso node graph thing, and I don't like that thing. It's like so hard to like use, like whip the little lines over and get it to work. I'm not sponsored by Rockstar. I just need a little bit of caffeine. Cool. Okay. You know what, guys? We're gonna get started. I just got home and now just kind of all over the place, but we're gonna get started. Should we start with updates? You guys want to hear some updates with the crash course? because I think that would be really cool to show you guys. Yay or nay, crash course updates, or do you want to wait till the end? Let me know in the chat there. The Redshift, yes. Game Lancer, Redshift and Octane are pretty similar, but in my experience, Redshift handles volumes better than Octane does. It cleaner renders, handles way more geometry. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to rebuttal your friend. I've had Octane crash way more. Hey, what's up, team? WinJ, what's up? And we have Silkerson 101 on Twitch. Thank you for saying hey. The dirt node in Octane is awesome. I don't know if Redshift does have a dirt shader. It's called a curvature, and it's phenomenal. It's great. Go watch some of my tutorials, my beginner one on YouTube, where I talk about using the curvature, because it's just as good as dirt. Yeah, so not a problem there, dude. Let's see. Let's wait till the end for the crash course. We have some people saying crash course updates. All right. You know what we're going to do? We're going to do a little bit of both. So I'm just going to show you a teeny bit of what's happening on the crash course. And I'm going to turn my audio up on here a little bit. We'll switch screens in just a second. Really quick, Silkerson 101 on Twitch. How are the AOV setups in Redshift? Amazing. Amazing. And my crash course, by the way, guys, I do teach Octane and Redshift. Woohoo! And I teach a lot about Blackmagic Fusion and Nuke. So when we get to compositing side of things, we do Blackmagic and Nuke, which is rad. I was doing After Effects at the very end, but guess what, guys? For this project, it wouldn't work because After Effects isn't meant for it. Someone from China says, "Hello, Leonardo." I don't know what that means. You think Leonardo DiCaprio? What about Arnold? Arnold, I'm new using Octane. That's why I'm asking about other render engines. Arnold's awesome. Arnold's really good, but I think they're starting to add GPU capabilities in it. Everyone's starting to move towards GPUs, and Redshift, man, it's just really good. Trust me, play with Redshift for a bit. And watch some of these streams and some of the tutorials I put out. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's pretty freaking rad. Okay, here's what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna jump over to another screen, and I'm gonna show you guys just a little preview, just another preview of the crash course. So here we go. We're gonna switch. Oops, my bad. All right, so when you guys get your course, this is kind of what it's going to look like. And all right, so this is everything, and we're finally ready to start filming. But first, quick shout out to stockfootage.com. This is lesson 7. I'm going to skip forward. So I do intros. Yep. You guys are getting a lot of sneak peeks right now. Anyway, you guys can see I'm just skipping forward so you guys can see. I was a little bit chubbier when I shot this. I've lost some weight. Yeah, guys. So, yep. Yeah, so this is part of the course where we do the onset stuff. We do pre-production. We get ready for the pre-production. We talk about working with clients, creating concept art, all that fun stuff. And we walk you all the way through the entire thing. And like I said, some of these videos are like really, really long. And you get the footage to use. I give you the footage that we shot. We go into tracking. We go into sculpting. We go into rendering in Octane, rendering in Redshift, fire and smoke simulations. The difference, then we do a little difference between Nuke Fusion. Well, anyway, I'll do a whole webinar when this comes out, but just wanted to give you guys a sneak peek for hanging out. Yeah, the course, I'm really, really, really excited about it, guys. I think this course is going to be really dope. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what you guys create with the footage that we give you. So anyway, that is the sneak peek. And today we're talking about Quixel. So In the chat, how many of you have used Quixel or Megascans? You guys probably know it better as Megascans. Let me know. I want to know how many people are using it. No one. Okay, well, okay, guys. Quixel, Megascans, amazing. Really, really good. Okay, Silkerson uses it. Yeah, they have some phenomenal textures and phenomenal assets, 3D scanned assets. They use them for games. They use them in movies, like just really, really, really powerful stuff here. So they recently came out with a cool new mixer, which is what we're going to play with. We're going to play with the Quixel mixer. And I was playing with it today, and it's amazing. Yeah, it's Megascans. It's really rad. They do have some free stuff. I think they have some free stuff. I'm pretty sure they do. Anyway, if you sign up for their... I'm not sponsored. This is not sponsored, but yeah, I did the hobby thing because I like to play around with it. And then my work will probably get me a full one. We'll see. Yeah, it's really good. You guys should go check out. Just scan environments. It's sweet. Or scanned assets and all that fun stuff. They use them a lot in games and movies and, you know, everything that we do. So I'm going to talk about the Quixel mixer and want to hear what you guys think of it. So let's just start from the beginning. New mix. Call this test 2. All right, so this is when it starts off. You have just this blank tile. And what we can do is go into our local library. So these are assets that I purchased. And I can show you what we can do with them. So if I click on this one, it will load up. You can see the bottom. It's going to load up this texture. And instantly you got this nice looking ground. And you have some cool little parameters in here. You can scale the repetitions of it to kind of see what it's going to look like. And yeah, the more you scale, it's going to take a little bit longer to process. The other cool thing is these are tileable, so you can see how it would fit tiled. So that's super helpful as well. And man, they did a really, really good job with these. So the other thing you can do is you can offset the texture in another direction. You can rotate it, of course, and you can do a lot more things. So you can mess with the frequency. So how the height or the low frequency of your texture. So that's really cool. How's it going, GM Gondal? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. And yeah, so the Quixel mixer, what makes this thing so rad? I'm going to show you guys a couple of really cool things. So up here they have their layers. So they had to add a surface layer. So if you go in here, it's going to take you back to what you had. Then they have an atlas. So they have the, you know, if you have plants and other things that you want to throw in there that have alpha channels. So if I clicked on maybe something like this, it's going to load in these little trees, these little bushes right there. And this is nice because you can start, you know, rotating them, offsetting them if you wanted them to look like they're like scattered, or you can just start tiling them. So that's tiled in one direction or tiled in all the directions like so. Pretty cool stuff that you can do right here. I would say if you're doing like customizing stuff, I would probably do more like little patches like this. And yeah, guys, look how quick it moves like over this texture. The other nice thing is you can say wrap to base. So it's going to, as far as I understand, it takes on the attribute underneath it. So the amount of bump. So if I have this off, it's not going to take into account the bump as much. If I crank it up, there you go. So turn it down. It's just going to kind of almost imprint it, you can see. But if I say wrap it to the base, the texture underneath, now it's going to wrap it on top of that texture. Remove details. So if I wanted to get rid of the details underneath, we could do that. Or if you want it there, you can turn it on. So these are all just cool tools to help you. Another really cool thing is you can add, let's do the liquid layer. So if you add this liquid layer, now you can see this thing looks like it's underwater or just in a pond or whatever. And the threshold, you can choose how much of it is in the water. It's just that quick by adding it like that. So let's say we want to customize this thing even more because we're like, you know, it's cool to have those patches in certain areas. That's all fun and great. But I think we should be able to like paint our own height. So we can do that by clicking on the paint tool. And I'm going to actually move the liquid above the paint. And if you hold, I believe, S, you can change the scale list. And watch when I paint. So I'm painting the displacement, and I'm able to paint different parts of this. So I can hold S, make this thing smaller, and paint in like a little puddle that looks like, you know, unique in its own little way. So you can just customize, or if you had a really cool, you know, texture, so there's like a perfect square. Let's say you had a Tyrannosaurus Rex footprint. You could import that. I believe if you go to the online library, you can go to brushes. And I believe I had some of my own downloaded brushes. So I gotta make sure I can find those ones that I had. Oh, here's one. Here's one I downloaded, and now I'm going to re-download it onto this computer. I think I had... Oh, you know what, guys? Just for you, I'm going to get a maybe like a footprint. Okay? So I'm going to download this footprint. GM, this is Quixel Mixer. So you have to be a subscriber to it. You have to own the subscription to Quixel. But I think it's totally worth it. All right, so here's our footprint. And if I hold S, now you got this giant that's maybe walking around this area. So that's really kind of fun. Right now it is on lower, but I could do it on upper. And if you do that, now it's going to add like it's going to add it above. Or if you do plateau, something like that, you have to be careful the way you're using this thing. And there's also a displacement height. So if I go this way, so this one's gonna like see how it goes from negative and then it goes 0 and then above. That's what this will do. But if I'm just on the lower, it's gonna just keep it, you know, above that number, and same with this one. So anyway, yeah, so we have these cool footprints. Looks like there's 2 right legs, which is kind of funny. But yeah, you can add that stuff in really easy. You also we could maybe come in here and actually I'm going to show you guys what would happen if we added a layer above. Let me just delete this guy. If we added that paint layer above, what would happen? It does some weird stuff. See, it starts kind of falling apart. It's good to have the liquid layer above everything so that it's affected. So yeah, that's just a quick little heads up. I'm gonna go back in here. Let me just change the brush. And like I said, you could change it going this way. So you could, let's soften this thing up. You also can change the softness, the curve, base curve, spacing. I don't want it to plateau. So yeah, now you can paint in these like maybe little hills. And right now it does have, this is the color, but you know, you can change the color. You can paint in, or you can turn it off, or no, it's black. You can turn off the color. There we go. So just turn off that eye or the metalness. Gloss, you can turn that up, or metalness. So it'll be really glossy on the top if you wanted to do that. See, so now it's like the tops are really nasty, like so. And there's a couple other fun things you can do. So now we can mix more textures on top of this. So let's just go ahead and add another surface. And let's add maybe this one on top of all this other stuff. So now we have another layer in here. Oh wait, no, we already used this one. Let's delete that one. Let's try something else. Let's try maybe these rocks. Let's add the rocks in. We'll watch the whole recording tomorrow. All right. Hey, good night, Rick. Good night. Thanks for hanging out. Sad you couldn't stay. Like I said, move this below the liquid layer. I prefer to have the liquid one on top. And now we can start playing with the threshold and the repetitions. So I can turn up the repetitions to get smaller scaled rocks. Just like that, pretty quick. It's gonna load, it's taking a little bit of time. And we can play with the threshold. So we can say where we want these rocks to be in the threshold. So maybe we have some of these rocks poking out of the water. The radius of them. So that's really cool. You can choose how it's affecting. Preserve detail. They have all these great sliders. The opacity of it. So if you want it more transparent. Here's that low and high frequency. So if we wanted more of these sticking up a little bit higher, you could do that. But yeah, so now you have this like where it looks like there's these twigs and sticks under the water, and that's giving some really nice detail in there. So let's play with another fun thing, which is solids. So we can come in here and we can go, let's add a solid layer right here. So now we have this solid, and we can do from below or from above. And this is like kind of a cool look as well. So this is almost like, you know, when you have concrete, it's gotten scratched up and everything. Yes, this is Quixel Mixer, those of you that are just hanging out. So now this is almost like the, so this is almost like flattening everything, but it's giving that cool, like, I don't know, like it's been rubbed. Like there used to be like maybe like some concrete here and it got completely it just completely wore out. So that's really cool that you can add this stuff in here, right? You can also add some masks to these things, and you can load images of masks or do whatever you want in here. So that's some cool things, and you got to remember all the tools that you have at your disposal. You also, so that's a solid mask, and I'm gonna delete that mask. We can also use a like paint mask. So now, if we wanted to, let's load this alpha, and let's see here. Shouldn't be doing that. Yeah, so now you have, you know, you have ways of painting in some of the stuff. Let's see, like opacity, flow, size. You have this big foot in here. See, and we can change the color of it, I do believe. And there's an erase tool, which is helpful. You know, that's really helpful as well. But yeah, so you can start adding these masks and all these really cool effects in here. Something I like to do is I'm going to actually delete that. I'm going to add a new paint layer, or no, the noise layer. So the noise layer, this just helps us give some variation to the scene. So we can see if I amp it up, we can just start giving this, the frequency is just how bumpy it is, you know. And again, you wouldn't want this to be right here because the water would never do that. So you'd want your noise to be right there. But you can see, look, now we're controlling these little hills. We can change the octave so it's a little bit more bumpy. So if you were trying to create worlds, you could use this, and these could be lakes. I mean, obviously you wouldn't have those little leaves right there. But yeah, so now you can create, you know, like a world map in a cool way. You know, there's some different, and then maybe change the liquid color to something else. that would look a little bit better. Or it's just deep, like a deep blue, or I don't know. You guys would have to be creative with it. So yeah, there's some cool things in here. What else? There was also... Oh yeah, if you mess with this, the turbidity, it's like how much you see through it, which is kind of cool, and the depth, so how deep it looks like it goes. That's also, that would help for, you know, scale if you were doing some type of ocean. Moisture, this is like that wet level, so however much you want the water to be, you know, absorbing on the ground. Really cool. And radius, so you could threshold, and the radius will blur it out a little bit more. And then you have, of course, blur even more. But yeah, you're able to create these things pretty dang quick. And, you know, just in a couple buttons, you can have some really, really cool looking stuff. Super fast. And yeah, with minimal, I mean, we didn't have to do that much. So I wouldn't suggest going this crazy. But yeah, frequency. Whoa, persistence, we're not going to do that. That's our looking janky. So yeah, we're able to do a lot of fun stuff in here. And I suggest you guys just kind of play with it. I mean, I think you do have to be a subscriber to get it. You have to have the, whatever, the online subscription for it. But it's pretty awesome. Another cool thing is you can turn all these on and off. So if you like don't like something, you can see what it would look like without it, with it. Be like, oh, I don't like that. Oh, look, there's just without any the base. Here's the stuff I painted. Here's the metalness on. So yeah, there's a lot of cool ways you can mess with it. And then it's fun to always look at it in tiled mode, so you can see, you know, how it's looking, how the reflections are coming together. And display stuff, you can use a skybox. Shadow resolution, I can turn this up to medium, so they're a little bit nicer. Tessellation. So I believe the tessellation, I think it will slow it down, but it'll also make it look nicer. So you can turn up the tessellation. Background blur, light intensity, we can turn the lights up or down, and you can rotate them any which direction you want. So it's just really cool that you can preview it this way, you know? Some cool stuff. And there's those cool footprints. Yeah. So they've done a very, very good job. Any questions so far? Just playing with Quixel. Those of you that are just joining, this is Quixel, and it's Quixel Mixer. They've done a great job with it. Performance. I haven't played with any of the performance stuff yet. We can turn the water off, and now we're back to that base ground. I do want to open a new project because I'm going to do a concrete one and show you some more fun applications. So we're going to go back into here and open up this ground surface, because this, I think concrete's really fun. You know, everyone enjoys doing all the concrete stuff. So here we have like a pretty basic concrete ground. And oh, what's up? Who do we have here? We have, is there any blending mode type effects? Like layer shaders. I think there are some ways of blending these things together. I would have to double check. Jan, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Okay, so let's add a paint layer. And I'm going to load, I did buy a different brush. It was, I believe, a grunge or damage. I got the damage one. There was a concrete one that I had. Just give me 1 second, guys. I'm trying to see which one I... Oh, do you know what it was? Oh, look, there's a bunch of free ones, so we can download these guys as well. Download. And you only get a certain amount of points, which is somewhat of a bummer. I mean, but if you have the bigger accounts, I think you can just go crazy and just get as many as you want. Hands, that's the free one we already got. There is one I do have. Oh, this one. This is a good one. that I got. All these splotches. So yeah, these can all be used for masks and for painting stuff, rock details. Really fun. Let's just double check. But I actually think it is it's one of these. I have a bunch of these, and I got to figure out which ones I wish there was a section that said downloaded or something like that. Because I have a bunch of crack in the ground stuff. That's not it. Where is it? Does anyone know if you've used this where the... Okay, these ones I own. It's funny, I wish these things automatically downloaded. But anyway, yeah, you can see which ones you own, I think, with that green mark. Is it a wall texture that I had? It looked like one of these. It was like a nice, nice little crack I had in there. Not like a butt crack, guys. Don't be perverted. All right. This is actually good so you guys can kind of see all the stuff they have in here anyway. Soil, snow, it wasn't that. Scatter. Have those. Sand. See, they have so many things in here to use. Plants. I know I have a bunch of these twigs and stuff. I wish it connected and it made a folder of like, oh, here's your online points used stuff, because it does kind of stink to go through this again and be like, and find the ones that you had. Paper, paintings. Oh, that's cool. Ocean stuff. That's cool. Moss, metal. I'm gonna open surfaces. Maybe it was in there. So yeah, and they have all these great surfaces to use as well, and they just keep adding to it. So brick wall, download of course. This download of course. So you can use all of these. Sorry guys, I was just trying to see where I did have this really nice concrete damage. But you know what? I think this 2 points, I don't know how many points I have left, but I'm going to get this one because it looks rad. And I'll show you guys what you can do with it. Shall we? And then we're going to take all this and throw it over into Octane. All right. So back in our brush, actually, what you know what we're going to do is we're going to add the Atlas layer, the crack. It's going to load in that crack. There it is. So really handy because now we have this, crack that we can rotate, offset, and we can scale it up to whatever size we need. So I think that this is super handy. And if you have, which I did have a bunch of these, and I'm trying to figure out why I can't find my downloaded ones. It's nice because then you can mix all of these together in a really, really creative way. So I'm going to keep looking through this because I did want to show you guys. Ew, they had guts. Do you guys see that? That was disgusting. Chicken wings, guts. That's nasty. Debris. We're going to give this one more look to see if I can find my owned stuff that I have. All right, we tried. I don't know where some of the assets are that I got. So that's pretty cool. You can have all these fun things and all the surfaces. So if you do need, a certain type of surface, they've built a lot of these and you can just drag these in. That is pretty cool looking. Yeah, it's tempting not to just like buy a bunch of these. So yeah, what we can do with this is that same thing where we add that liquid layer and we have it underneath the concrete. And I believe we can get it to go below. Right now it's on top. I'm trying to figure out. Oh yeah, it's because it got to be underneath. There we go. So yeah, we can fill up. See this that little crack in our surface. We can fill that up with like some water in there. You know, if it like rained the day before, so then you have this like water-filled thing. So that's super helpful. On the painting side of things, I was gonna grab one of my brushes. Oh no, did we freeze it? There we go. And play with some of this stuff that we could in here. Paint. It's giving me a little bit of an issue. I'm going to delete this guy because I don't know what happened to this one. Let's try this again. Oh, it's on erase mode. My bad. Let's go back under here. And let's take this brush. And go to all paint mode. So yeah, so right now, see how it's adding that texture on top? We can do that, or if you want it to go inward, just lower it, and now you got it like scraping that way. So it could be the same thing where that, you know, the rain got all in those cracks and stuff, and you can just paint away. Take another different texture like that. Maybe make it smaller. So, or if you don't like the water or the glossiness, I mean not the water, but the glossiness, you can turn that down. Displacement, if you wanted it a little bit lighter on just the surface, you could do that. There's just so many options, and color-wise, you know, you can change the color of this. Apply. Let's see. So yeah, so now you have that kind of going different colors. Oh boy, we're upside down there. And I even want to turn my liquid threshold down a little bit more. Yeah, so it's super low in there. Yeah, so this is just a great way to art direct your stuff. Yeah, it's definitely like Substance, but you know, a little bit more. I don't know. I really like this method. It is a lot like Substance. This thing's super helpful though. I kind of use both of them. Like some people are like, no, you can only use one. You know, some people get pretty weird about that. But I say, you know what? Why not use both? There's no reason why not to. If you can create some cool looking stuff with both of them, just do it. So I'm going to turn off the, we're going to do that handprint, and we're going to make it look like it's maybe like a bloody handprint on there. Okay. Oh, I accidentally clicked it once. We're going to go like dark faded red. Man, that's like looking super light. Oh, the opacity. Forgot about that. Yeah, guys, there's that opacity button that you got to remember. It's up here in the flow. So now if you like, yeah, that's if you're making like a horror movie or something like that, you know. I think there is a way to rotate your brush. I'm still kind of learning. Oops. I'm learning all the controls and how to use it. Oh, that was creepy. Yeah, so if you wanted to do something like this, really quick and does a heck of a job. So, what was the other thing we were going to play with? I'm going to add another noise on this, and then we're going to do something else really quick, and then we'll send it over to Octane. So turn down the amplitude of that. I'm actually going to have this maybe underneath all of that, so our scratches and everything else is on top. So it's looking really creepy. But then we could do a fill layer on top of solid layer. And we're going to do what we did before above. So see how this now looks like kind of this like concrete wall. I'm actually going to put this crack above it too. And something's weird with that crack. I'm going to play with the threshold. See what's going on. Something looked a little off with it. With the frequency. This edge is where I guess too high for my... I just like the fact that you can like move this thing around after as well. That's like so cool. And it just like works. Yeah, so now this looks like maybe a painted surface or something like that in between. And you could even do, let's change the color, you know. You could change the color to something else. Great. Yeah. And let's turn on the tileable mode and you guys can see how this thing's starting to fit together. Kind of interesting. I don't know where that line is coming from. That's kind of new. So, oh, it's that edge over there. I'm wondering if that's our noise doing that. Yeah, maybe the noise. Yeah, I think it's pretty sweet because it's so procedural that it can move pretty quick. You could do another layer. I'm just going to show you another solid layer thing. And we'll do it below this time and play with the threshold. So see how it's under the water now? So we could change this to some nasty goop in the water or something. And the radius of it. Or it's like turning like mossy in there, like it's like water that's been sitting there way too long. That's pretty gross, which is what we're going for. Yeah, looking good. And then just for kicks, we're gonna add an atlas layer and add a bunch of little grass pieces. I'm gonna tile it. I don't like how many. No, yeah, that's the one thing is it does look a little repetitive, and I'm wondering if you can add like a paint mask on top of that. Looks like you can. Let's go this way. Cool. This is what I wanted to do. So once you do like, repeat, you could go through, add another mask, and just, delete things that don't look like they belong there, or add it back in. It looks like you can only erase, and if you add it back in, it just tries to add that same texture everywhere instead of using the alpha of the thing. Yeah. So if you felt like it's just, there's too much, it just isn't looking correct, you can come in here and do something like that to change it up a little bit. So this looks like a post-apocalyptic, disgusting, toxic plant. There you go. That's gross, huh? It's like a chemical waste plant. So yeah, that's pretty cool that we can add that stuff quickly. Maybe just for fun, I'm gonna add in, oh, nope. My bad. Go back, something like that. I want to add another noise. Trying to think where. Let's try to add another noise like up here. No, I don't like that. Yeah, that looks terrible. Actually, we're gonna add a brush. We're gonna do a paint layer, and I'm gonna just use the displacement stuff. So I'm gonna turn off the metalness, the gloss, and we're just gonna do displacement, and we're gonna have a nice soft brush. So, and let's turn off the tileable mode. Oops, wrong way. Make sure you're going the right way. So if I like wanted to raise this ground up a little bit, and that's the cool thing is you can start seeing that that nasty stuff coming through. And I also feel like we need to add a little bit more of a grungy. I almost think that paint layer that we created, this one, just needs to be like dialed back a little bit, you know? And we need almost like a layer on top of that. Like another like concrete layer on top of that guy. So yeah, maybe we'll just add another one. Let's go to our alt type, concrete. We're gonna just add that same surface back on top. I'm gonna see what that would do, and then we'll change the threshold of it. So right now it's on below, so we'd want to do above. Whoa. Let's figure out, whoa. Trying to add just some of that concrete detail back in, and I guess I'm trying to figure out where exactly we'd want to put it. No, the glossiness, you know, we could have it a little bit shinier, just so there's some of that detail. And I'm actually gonna turn up the repetitions of this. Oh, that's cool. We have those lines in there. It's going to load. There's something else with these little plants on the ground. And I think we can fix it. I also am going to turn up our workspace. Should we go 4K and see what that looks like? Let's let this thing reload the textures really quick. Any questions while we're doing this? Let me know what you guys are thinking. If this is cool or not. Almost there. Whoa, I don't even know what happened. I was calculating a bunch of stuff. So now these are 4K, and you can even go higher than that. I don't know what happened with this thing, but it's starting to look really janky. Something's wrong with that threshold for sure. Maybe this is the disadvantage of playing around in 4K, is it doesn't like that, you know, messing around. So I'm gonna go back to 2K because that was kind of a pain. It starts really chugging because if you have more layers you have, it'll start kind of crapping out. But I think you can export it out as 4K. Sorry, my chair won't move forward. Beginner's tip. Do I have a beginner's tip? Press a lot of buttons. No. I would say, yeah, just play around with it. Really, honestly, it's just I've just been. This is just today me messing with it and seeing what it can do. I'm really new to it, and I've just been really impressed. So, just thought I would share all the fun stuff. Now we're gonna throw this over into Octane though. So let's do that, guys. What do you say? Since we are, I'm trying to see how long we've been going. It's been almost an hour. All right, so I'm gonna choose a location. And I know I have materials. You can go to... I thought there was a folder in there in the materials one called Megascans, but we'll make one right here. Okay. So now this is what we want: the roughness, normal, displacement, AO. And you can add another map, but I'm going to leave it as is and hit export 5 maps. You could change the export resolution up to 4K. I think I'm just going to leave it as is for processing power. Okay. All right. Now we are in Octane, and let's open up a plane, create a Redshift material. I'm going to undock this guy right here. And I think right now there is a Quixel bridge. If you go here and you go to their apps, they have this Quixel bridge, and I was reading it, and it says Unreal 4, Unity, Marmoset, Toolbag 3, 3ds Max, and Maya. Unfortunately, no C4D bridge yet. I bet you they will come out with it though, because the C4D community is growing incredibly fast, and so guarantee they're gonna have some stuff for that. Let me run in. Oops, that's not found. Let's go into materials. Let's go into our exports. Ground, there it is, and here's our texture and all of our material, or all of our little textures for this material. Drag these in. Just gonna minimize that, and now we just start plugging these in. So we know this goes into reflections, roughness. It's gonna take a second. You can see it updating right there. The normal map, you need to do a normal map, because I think this just brings it in as a texture and doesn't understand that it's for normal maps. So drag a normal, oops, and hit cancel. And all you need to do is copy your normal map texture path and paste it in. And then we just go plug this right into overall bump. And you can see it updated and it looks nice right there. Displacement. You got to add a displacement that goes into surface. It doesn't go into your material. It goes into the output surface displacement. And this plugs into texture map. Okay. And I'm going to turn up my height to just like 2. And this is also a little trick, is do a color layer. Drag this in here. Base color is going to be your diffuse, and your secondary color is your oops, that's the wrong one. Switch these. This is your base color, and your AO, ambient occlusion, is your color layer 2. So go color layer or color layer 1, excuse me. And the way you're going to blend these two is you're going to use a multiply. So it's going to take out the whites and add the AO, or the close shadows, on top of your diffuse, and then plug this into your diffuse. Okay, it's going to take a little bit to load. Oh, last thing. In your main Redshift material, change it from IOR to metalness. And I can also show you what this is, this BRDF thing is. So we're going to change it to GGX, which is a better thing for reflections. So I'm going to add a dome light. And let's find, I don't like that HDR. Let's try, I like this one. This is a nice nighttime scene that we're going to use. Of course, drag this on. Oops, drag this material onto your onto your object. And if you ever want to turn up the resolution of your texture, if you go to the editor, you can turn this on like 1K or 2K or whatever. and it may take a little bit to update, but yeah, now you have a nicer looking material. Okay, let's just make sure our render settings are correct. So we have GI on. Okay, good. And now we're going to do the IPR window. Let me just scale this thing up for you guys so it's easier to see. And I'm going to rotate it. And that's super dark, so I'm going to throw in a quick area light. So yeah, this is kind of a cool, like, nasty, I mean, this is a nighttime shot that we did right here. But I also was going to show you the difference between, on your reflections, Beckman and GGX. So watch the reflections to what they do when I turn it. What it should have done is it makes them a little bit softer and spreads them out. It just looks nicer. So yeah, this one's, it's looking pretty good. Let's, I'm going to turn up that area light just a little bit. Oh boy. So you guys can kind of see what's going on. And you're probably wondering why it doesn't look quite as good. Well, there's something else we got to add to this. Anytime you do displacement, and I've said this and I've had people message me and ask me, why doesn't it look normal? You got to add on a Redshift tag. So if you have Redshift, go to the Redshift object tag. And then you need to go to geometry and click on override and enable displacement. Now when I hit render, you're going to see all that displacement kick on. Whereas before it was not on. And let me just move this light around. Yeah, so you're starting to get this, you know, kind of a nice surface. I do need to see that my AO looks a little weird. I'm gonna see if it's because if I need to turn the gamma on or off. Sometimes the color will do some weird things. Yeah, maybe this is more accurate, but I don't like it. I actually liked it darker. Have they multiply on for the AO? Yeah, so you have that nasty green water stuff on the ground. I'm gonna throw a little sphere on, not a big sphere. Turn up that. Just doing this so you guys can kind of see, you know, what this thing's looking like. And I'm going to crank up some of that displacement. And, oh, the other thing I believe that is wrong is our normal map. I can't remember if it needs to be on, I think, no, not that. I think you have to flip it. Yeah, that looks, I think, better. Yep. So make sure you're flipping your Y, because for some reason it's like inverted. And you can crank up your normals so it, you know, looks even more detailed. And this is a 2K texture, so yeah. You can also mess with your roughness if you want to override the gamma. And now it's like a little bit flatter on where the ground is, or you can turn it up. So if you want to have a little bit more, you know, tweaks with all of that fun stuff, you can. And, you know, just for fun, we're going to also turn up our displacement. So go into here, your displacement, and I'm going to do 3. And I think you have to turn up this as well. Or is it this one? Yeah, it's that one. Let's go back to that 1. And this one, if we kept turning this one up. yeah. This is looking kind of cool. And lastly, we're going to throw on, I have this white light on, which kind of looks, I don't think it looks very cool. So I'm going to add, if I just change this light to like that same color. So we could go right here. You could even sample colors, which is kind of nice. And then base it off that, but that's way not right. I like to do it by eye and just be like, okay, it's probably going to be closer to something like that, right? And then you could add maybe like a moonlight with a infinite light. Let's move this moonlight up, over, down, and we'll turn it down, but I'm going to add, you know, that blue moonlight. And I don't think that looks quite right yet. That's a little too blue. You know, back that off a little. I'm also going to throw a material. Excuse me. Any questions while we're going along? We're just kind of cruising along, just showing you some fun stuff. And do you know what else we should add to this that would be kind of fun? Is some depth of field. Because depth of field always makes things look cooler, right? You could scatter a bunch of stuff on the ground as well, you know, like some cans or I don't even know. So, yeah, let's add, I think I could even add a Fresnel on the water. I want to see what that would do. So let's go back to this texture, this material. I'm going to pause this. I'm going to save it and Quixel. Any questions? We're still cruising along. Just ask a question if you got one. More than happy to answer. Or if you're just enjoying the stream, let me know. So Fresnel's, I believe they do blur based on distance. So we could go into reflections and do like the weight of it. So that things further away will be a little bit more blurred. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it does. Glad you're enjoying the stream. Oh yeah, see now, see how my reflections are a little, or is that because I changed this? Yeah, maybe it's because I changed that. Yeah, it was that. Gosh dang it. I'm going to crank up my reflectivity on the ground just to see how the Fresnel is working, because I can see that light's falling off. And I swear that that's what this does. Reflection weight, and that is not taking it into account at all. Okay, I'm going to find a sweet spot for the ground. All right, well, let's add some blur in there. Thing with blur, with adding blurs is, so yeah, you need a camera. And in the camera settings, the Redshift camera settings, go to bokeh, click that on, and it says it's going to derive focus from distance. And so if you click on the camera and click on this little button and then click on the object, that's what's going to be in focus. And I'll prove it to you by rendering it. So now you can see this foreground's all blurred out, and I'm going to actually even hide this background. So yeah, you have this nice shallow depth of field, and you can play with how blurry you want it. So this would almost looks like it's changing the f-stop. That's like a macro. That looks like some like macro Ant-Man. Which handles displacement better, Redshift or Octane? Octane does have some pretty rad displacement. I would be lying if I didn't admit it. Its displacement's pretty quick, pretty fast, but I've had no problems with Redshift either. But I just, for some reason, like the updating displacement stuff is pretty easy. I mean, I can try to mess with it in here a little bit more to see if I can, you know, compete. Let me see that turns down. Yeah, I think you have to like, it's kind of weird because you have to like change this displacement and your material displacement. So I have to go back in the material. Oh boy. Whoa. Yeah, so I have to go in the material and change it in there. So back in here, displacement, and let's just change this to like 5. We're gonna go back and forth. So here's 1. See, I can't like tell that big of a difference. And then here's 5. Okay, so yeah, so it did add a little bit more cracks and stuff in there. That did make a difference. And I know it's weird that it has it there and it has it like here, and I'm trying to figure out like the true difference. So if anyone knows better than me, let me know. So yeah, that's looking kind of fun. Let's also add, just because we're here, we're gonna play with the post effects, and then we may just have it. This may be it. Just something simple today. Quixel. All right, so post effects. Let's open this thing up. I always like to change it to OCIO, which is ACES. So I have this config. You can get this ACES 1.0.3. This is like just how they light movies. They color, like you've heard of Rec 709 for Rec 709 coloring, like in that color space, or sRGB. This is ACES color space, but I do ACES Rec 709 just because I grade stuff in Rec 709 typically. You can add LUTs. There's a color control. You can turn that on and like change your exposure, your curves. Jerem, what up, dude? How's it going, man? Bloom effects. We love the bloom effects. So I'm going to start playing with those. Bloom effects right there. If I pan the camera around and we find like a hot spot, yeah, this is like a gross, grungy, I don't even know what kind of ground. It almost looks like it's in the wrong color space. So I'm going to double check that. Let's click on our texture. And I know sometimes you have to check that on. I'm going to just, but now it looks too intense. So maybe we can just dial it back manually. It just was looking like super saturated, and I don't know. Sometimes it does some weird things with color. You have to make sure you're always checking that. Yeah, and I always like the light like behind stuff. That's just kind of a nice look. Let's add that flare if we want. We can add a flare. Flare threshold. Streak. This is those cool little gleams that you'll see coming off the top or off the water in there. And you know what else we're gonna do? We're just gonna keep going with this thing, guys. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna add some color in this thing. A little bit more color, a little bit more life. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring this in. I'm gonna lock this view. But I'm going to open up another view, and I'm going to move some lights around. Let's go to object mode. I'm going to close this thing down. And I'm going to duplicate it. And we're going to... I'm going to add like another light over here. But I'm going to have this light be like a green light or something. Just, you know, some fun splashes of color. This is just for fun. Maybe I'll do blue instead. I don't know. Yeah, that's looking pretty cool. So, and do you know what else we're going to do? We're going to add volumes, because someone was asking me about noise volumes, adding noise and volume. So I'm going to do that right now. So let's add a environment like so. Excuse me. And scattering will be on, and just make sure when you guys are doing this, and I repeat saying this all the time, make sure each of your lights have to contribute to your volume. So when I hit contribute, now it's going to see your volumes. Let's go to this light and have this blue light contribute quite a bit. And I'm going to play with some of these other settings. Let's see. The color correction stuff's pretty fun. It's fun that you can color correct it all in here pretty quickly. Oh, I like that. That angle looks pretty nice. I'm wondering if we could change this yellow light to like a red, how that would look. Since we have like that red. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, it's just fun. It's fun playing with this kind of stuff. It's like some neon punk. I don't even know what, guys, what we just made. But it sure is fun. Zoom out a little bit so you guys can see the masterpiece. Here's the other thing we can do. Because these are tileable, it should be able to tile. So I'm going to just pause that and do 50 by 50. Now hit render. And yeah. So now we can see it's a little bit tileable, so it shouldn't look too repetitive. And I got to refocus the camera because I moved. So if you click back on the camera, click right here and do that. You could also just take this sphere object and drag into your focus object. So wherever I move the camera, it should just automatically focus for you. I'm going to create a little bit more hot spots. Let's do, oh yeah, the noise volume. We're going to do that really quickly. Let me pause. So, oh yeah, there's one more thing that people were wondering. I had a lot of people message me being like, how did you convert the substance stuff? I'm going to show you from here because I think some people were confused how I got there, because I clicked on here. If you just click on the Redshift material and you go conversion, and there's all the conversion stuff. It's nothing extra. Or you can go in here, material, on Redshift, material, conversions, there it is. So if you're wondering, there's where all these things are. We need, though, a utility noise volume. Drag this guy onto your environment, because that's where your volumes are coming from. And when I first hit render, it's gonna like totally turn it off. What it'll look like it's turned off. And now we just need to play with some of the parameters to get it to look right. And I think you have to like scale this up or down. Maybe it was down. Let's go 1, 1, 1, 1. This always takes me a little bit to figure out what's going on this thing. I'm going to turn up the amplitude. Maybe it was actually 10, 10, 10 that I did originally. Nope. This, I don't know why this is so always hard for me to refigure out every time I do this. I think I'm starting to see the noise in the volumes, which means if I turn that up, let's drop this down to like 5, 5, 5. Are those getting bigger or smaller? That's the question. I swear I'm starting to see it come through. Another good, oh, there it goes. I can start seeing it. It's breaking it up. Let's turn up our volume on our light so we can really see. All right, so yeah, you can start seeing that noise pattern in the volume. Maybe I'm gonna turn up my dome light. So yeah, you can start seeing this noise pattern in the volumes, which is kind of cool. And then you just gotta mess with the scale and make sure that that's all looking good. But it always takes me a sec. So I think the min-max thing is where you really gotta, so see now if I crank it, now you're really seeing the big, like it all clumped up. And there it's a little bit less contrasty. So it just, I guess, takes a little bit of tweaking and making sure it's looking right. I don't like how much this light's contributing to the volumes. I'm gonna turn it down. All right, let's do a quick clean render and see what this guy's looking like. Excuse me. A couple things I'm gonna do to ensure that it looks decent is turn my min samples up to, I do 64 and then do 246. How well do volumes render in motion as far as noise? Rendering the noise, I'm sure it looks great. I haven't actually animated the noise. Every time, I'll show you when we render it right now. It looks so clean. And a way to clean it up is, so you have the unified sampling stuff. I'm gonna turn this adaptive threshold a little bit lower so it's even, get those little details. Override, so if you do a sample overrides and I'm gonna bump up my reflections and not replace it, but scale it by 2. So all my samples and the reflections will be scaled by 2. And my volume stuff, scale them by 2. This sometimes helps if you're getting like lots of noise, but let's just do a quick clean render. Oh man, Jan's leaving us, guys. Boo. Gotta go and watch the end part after you publish on YouTube. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna publish these on YouTube. Seems like a lot of you guys are liking these as references. So I'm just gonna keep them published. I was gonna do it, but I decided, okay, we'll just do it. Why not? So yeah, if you guys can tell, the only real sample problem we have is our depth of field, but the volumes are looking so smooth. That's why I really, really like Redshift. Redshift just cleans this stuff up so well. Does a really good job at making things look nice and clean. Yeah, everything in here looks super smooth. And this isn't even the AI. They have an AI denoiser, and I don't think it's quite ready yet. It has a couple weird things, but this is. I mean, the noise over here. The reason why you're seeing all that noise is that's the actual light. These little speckles. So if I move this light a little bit more off camera, it would just be all the smooth stuff. I am seeing the tiling from the noise, so that's something I would want to fix. And then we're gonna wrap this thing up for you guys. I think it's the coordinate stuff that maybe got a little jank. So there's bigger, now there's bigger volumes. And I'm gonna, so you can see that light's totally in our shot. So let me move that guy. So we just would have to bump him. Get out of the shot. You know. Maybe have it higher. And also you can make it maybe smaller. If you make it smaller and you increase the light of it, it's going to have harsher shadows, but it, you know, it could look cool that way. 15. We could even do like a, I always love to do like a spotlight, because spotlights are a really great way of like showing off the volumes, and because they look really cool. The police found the sphere and in the middle of a toxic waste land. So now you can see the volumes in there and what they're doing. Change the color. What color should we do? I always like blue. But now you can see the volume noise and how it's starting to look a little jank. So scale it by 2. And there we go. It's starting to look a little bit nicer. Let's scale it by 3. There we go. And there's a lot of things in the Redshift environment that you can also play with, like the phase. The phase is, so see how it's, wherever there's the brightest source, it's going to have the most amount of volume. So if I crank it this way, you're going to see a lot of the volumes that are, you know, coming off that way. But if I go this way, it's going to come from the source this way. So now you can see we're getting like lots of blooms off that light. But if we do it this way, it's going to do it a little bit lower. So yeah, it's just whatever you prefer. I think I would turn this thing down a little bit. I always think it's better to go a little bit subtler unless it's like a beam. All right, I'm going to render this sucker again and turn the blue volume up a little bit more. And let's just do a render. All right, any more questions while this thing is rendering? And then we're going to do a giveaway. Hopefully the giveaway works this time, because every time I try to do it, it gives me an issue. Giveaway only will work for those that I believe are on Twitch, because the little bot I have only works for Twitch. Excuse me. Yeah, so we may have to have some of you guys jump over to Twitch if you guys want to be a part of the giveaway. Okay? It's looking cool, though. Everyone's sorry, Gamer Lancer. I know, it's dumb. I need to get the it's called Nightbot, the thing that I do the giveaway. Hello, Nato Pyro. Yeah. So yeah, I just trying to show you guys a little bit of these cool volumes and the Quixel stuff, bring over textures. Again, you could do landscapes, you could do whatever you want. So many cool things you could do with this, with Quixel, and bringing these textures over, creating landscapes, creating grounds, just really detailed, really customized stuff. And then if you had like a, I don't know, if you're modeling, I would say you'd Substance. If you have a specific model that you've created, I would suggest using Substance to paint on a model. Quixel's good for like landscapes and all the other stuff. Does it send height map over? Yes, it does. It sent over a displacement height map. So yeah, this will be back up on YouTubers. So YouTube will have this video up for you. Awesome. We just had a couple people follow. Right on. Cool. Yeah, let's, any more questions before we jump out of this? This was using Quixel, Redshift. Maybe we'll do some Octane tutorials. I just have been kind of focused on the whole Redshift thing. Cool. A lot of you guys are jumping on the Twitch. Oh, I see Isaac. My cousin Isaac's on there. Sweet. And we got, who else we have? Curdy Bear and, yeah, Nato Pyro. Thank you guys for all subscribing. You guys rock. Again, this was what we created, and I did, you know, the environment I created was a little bit different, but so yeah, Quixel mixer, really fun, cool stuff. I'm gonna close this down, and we're gonna try to do a giveaway. Let me just open up a window. So today, we're gonna give away. Excuse me. I think we're gonna give away our most popular one today because I appreciate everyone coming in. We're gonna do our 4K anamorphic flares. So these are really nice. We have a bunch of bokeh stuff, organic, cool anamorphic. This is shot on with Lomo anamorphics. Put this over your footage, gives it that organic feel, adds a little bit more to your videos. So if you guys want to get this, it's valued at 100 buckarooskies. Jump over to the Twitch, say hi, what's up, and we're gonna see if we can roll the dice. I'll give you guys a second. Maybe we'll turn on some tunes while we're waiting for this thing to get going. Also, please follow us on Instagram.com/VFX Central. Here's my Instagram. I post a lot of my work here, stuff I'm working on. I'm gonna start posting more. I have a bunch of stuff I haven't posted. Just, you know, busy trying to get the course done, the crash course. The flares are real. They are 100% real. The flares or these flares are real. Yeah, they're filmed on, I think, the Arri Alexa with Lomo anamorphic. So yeah, and here's all the pages. Those of you that don't win, that's okay. You guys can go buy these, or you can buy the whole pack. It's probably better to buy the whole pack versus individuals, but yeah, they're really cool. I use them all the time. Like, just they add like a little bit more life to your renders, so I use them. Okay, let me turn on some tunes, and we're gonna do the giveaway. Can you guys hear the music? Cool. Okay, jump over to Twitch, and we're gonna do the giveaway. All right. So I have Nightbot, and should work this time, guys. We've tried this every time. Hey, Peter, what up? Peter, we gotta get you. We're gonna talk to me after. Send me a message. Let's do a live stream together. Guys, keep chatting in the chat. Make sure you're subscribed. I can see more and more users are starting to pop into the eligibility. So everyone, send messages right now. Say hi to be eligible. If you're on Twitch, say hi. Say hi in Twitch. It adds you to the being eligible to win. So make sure you're saying hi in the chat. I'll wait. I'll give you guys a little bit of time. Okay. Yep, make sure you're saying hi in the chat. Make sure you follow us on Insta. Check out all of our other good. Okay, so I so far have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. All of you guys are in. I know there's more of you on Twitch. Make sure you're saying hi. I want to make sure you guys are all getting in eligible. There's 8 of you on Twitch right now, so keep going. I know there's some of you that are being quiet right now. Chime in before it's too late, before we roll the dice. There's 3 of you that haven't said hi in the chat. Say, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? And then we'll roll the dice. And then I'll shoot you a message. And it should let you know in the chat who wins. So, okay, I think, all right. Time's up, guys. We're gonna now roll the dice and see who is going to win this. Here we go, and roll. Oh, look who won. Intelligent Machine. Congratulations. I'm gonna shoot you a message. Laggy. No, dang it. Some of you guys jumped out. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out how to shoot you a message. Dang it. Hey, don't worry, Gamer Lancer. We'll get you on next time, man. We'll do these things. Yeah, Intelligent Machine, you win. Let me shoot you a message. I'm trying to figure out how to message you. This is the problem I had last time. Oh, there we go. Okay. Intelligent Machine, we're gonna have you send, let's see, send me. Yeah, shoot me your email and I'll send you the free effects. Yep. So yeah, Intelligent Machine, make sure you send me your email and I'll send you this free product. So yeah, guys, make sure you tune in because I'll be doing these more often, just doing some giveaways. I just want to give back, you know, for you guys hanging out. Guys, don't forget to sign up on our list. If you go to my vfxcentral.net and you sign up on our email list, you'll be notified when the course comes out. So, yeah. Course is coming along. It's, I think it's going to be really rad. Yep. Congrats to Intelligent Machine for winning. We'll do more of these. We'll do more giveaways. Yeah, go sign up though. If you want to be part of the crash course when it comes out, I definitely think it's going to be worth signing up for. It's, I believe, well priced for how much content you guys are getting. It's like over 20 hours of content. Go from pre-production to post-production. We walked you all the way through it. Some great stuff. I learned a lot actually putting it together. So it'll be fun when it comes out here soon. So yeah, let me just double check, make sure that I got your email. No, so I haven't announced pricing, but here's what I'm thinking. 20 hours footage of content, lifetime access. What do you guys think? I'm thinking around $1,000 for the course, lifetime access, and then we'll do a mentorship that maybe $1,500 where you get the course and you get a mentorship. You get like 2 things mentorship. And the reason why I'm doing it this way is because I would like to be able to maybe have 50 slots open for mentorship, and where we do 2 calls and we talk to each other about, you know, we look at your portfolio, what you like to do. So let me know what you guys think of that. I think it's it makes sense. I mean, I've spent probably 2 years on the thing. It's been 2 years. And I'm really excited about it. I am honestly really excited about it. So, yeah, I feel like that was a good price. I didn't want to go much higher than that. And honestly, guys, like I talk about this in my webinar, but I'll just give you guys, I'll just tell you a little bit about it. So when I went to school, college, you know, it's going to college and getting a degree. It costs, you know what? It's going to cost you, when you're done with a bachelor's degree, like $75,000 or so, you know, that you're in school debt and you took all these prereq classes that sadly, a lot of those you'll never really use. And so, that's a ton of money that you're investing in classes you're not going to learn a lot. And when I went to school and I was doing film school, I ended up dropping out because I was getting minimal skills. I was not getting the skills that I needed for the job. And this is the saddest thing about it. I had a professor say, "Hey, can you stay after class and teach me?" So I was paying this guy, this class, it was going to cost, you know, $1,000 or $600. And then I was staying after class and I was teaching him. So I'm paying him and I'm teaching him. And it really was frustrating. So, you know, I work in the industry. I've gone through all the loops and all the problems, and I'm going to fast track you guys and help you kind of, those of you that are just starting. The VFX Crash Course will walk you through so many aspects: sculpting, texturing, projections, compositing, all of this stuff. So it kind of helps you see what you want to do. Or if you're a working professional, the Crash Course is going to help you guys be able to look at different parts of VFX and maybe give you a couple other skills that you maybe didn't have, or you maybe didn't care about, but now you have these other skills in your back pocket that you can use. The only thing really that we don't go over is like character animation. I mean, there's a couple other things like that, like animation, where we'll do another course on that. But yeah, it's mostly like we'll create this stunning visual effects shot. You'll track it. You'll do projections, concept art, all that stuff. So I figured $1,000 instead of, you know, you have $75,000 in school and then all that time you spend and you're not even getting experience. So now it's $1,000. You get the whole course, lifetime access. And then you also, if you want to pay $1,500, you get the lifetime access and me as your mentorship. We'll only have 50 seats open for the mentorship because, and we'll do 2 sessions of mentoring, and we'll go over your portfolio, and we'll even you can work on a little project and we can review it. And I just want to help you guys out, help you grow. And yeah, so I'm really excited about the course. Make sure you guys sign up on our list, vfxcentral.net, and then go to VFX course and sign up to be notified. All right, guys, any other questions before we sign off? This has been a good stream. Hopefully it's been enlightening and you've learned a lot. Yeah, Silkerson, thanks for joining. Seriously, appreciate it. I know these are a little long. Let me know if you guys think too long, too short. Let me know. Peter, hey, really quick, if Peter's on still. Peter, if you're on, message me, or I'll shoot you a message. I want to do maybe next week or following week, do a live stream interview with you because, and show some of your work off, because freaking talented, dude. So, yeah. All right, guys. Thank you again. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, all those fun things. And, yeah, we'll talk to you guys next time.